All right, so when you play defense, you saw that naturally this one, the reverse finish, comes out by itself.
Is that because I'm not getting to the ball? I think it's a combination because my legs aren't there, so I'm compensating by
The number one reason why players do reverse finish is they catch the ball a little bit later than usual. So when you catch the ball a little bit later, more behind, with the dominant shoulder slightly behind, naturally players will swing here out of necessity to get the ball in play. If they didn't disregard their shot selection and blasted the ball, they would miss. So that's what naturally happened as an intention to keep the ball in.
Yeah.
When you're a little bit behind, instead of trying to plow through it this way, you're going to push on it, you're going to steer the ball. So what they do instead, when they catch it a little bit further back than usual, they naturally go this way and put a lot of spin on there.
Yeah, I felt like when you gave me those deep balls, I'm just trying to like roll it to the cross court.
You're just getting it back in play. You're doing a correct shot. It's a correct shot selection in those circumstances.
Right.
That's very good. Now, people confuse this shot with the Rafa forehand. This shot is completely different from a Rafa forehand because this is a purely defensive shot that all players do.
Right.
Even Federer, even Djokovic.
Yeah.
Nadal does the buggy whip forehand as an offensive shot. When he's striking the ball perfectly in front in aggressive positions, that's when he goes up because he wants to get the most amount of topspin possible.
And he goes mid-court too, or mid.
He will sometimes go there, but mostly when he's practicing, because his coaches are very encouraging that to finish the regular way, because people have this stigma against the reverse finish, against his finish.
Yeah.
There's a stigma, even in his coaching camp, believe it or not. I've seen tape of Tony teaching Nadal the linear swing path. I've seen this from Djokovic's coach too. So you think that some of these teaching methods that make no sense, like the linear swing path and all that, are applied only at the recreational level? No. Even the GOATs get these tips. Now they play by feel and instinct, and even though they might be hearing that, when it comes match time, they play by feel and instinct. So when Rafa is practicing, you'll see him swing a lot more here because he's probably being encouraged to.
Yeah.
But when it comes match time, you'll see him very rarely go here.
Yeah, you probably can get more bite on the, well, not bite, but he probably can get a heavier ball if he finishes here than if he's over.
See, you're completely buying into the stigma of it. Why are you saying that?
Well,
you're saying that Nadal could hit a better forehand, and that's what you're basically saying, if he finished a different way. So if you were coaching Nadal, you would be like, what he...
No, I'm saying, okay, this is my question. Is it harder to hit the ball flat if you hit a reverse finish, or if you finish here? If you're trying to hit a flatter ball?
If you're trying to hit a ball flat,
let's say you're like
flatten it out.
Yeah, would it be harder to finish, have a good flat ball finish?
It would be very hard to hit the ball flat and finish like Rafa does.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying for that ball that's a kill ball. If he flattens it out and he finishes here, it'd be easier than if he's just doing a reverse forehand, trying to flatten it out and go like that.
Well, first of all, you're making the mistake of calling his forehand a reverse forehand. It's not. Because a reverse forehand is a defensive forehand.
Well, I mean, the finish over there.
It's a buggy whip forehand, the Rafa forehand.
Yeah.
It's possibly the most aggressive forehand in the history of tennis.
Yeah.
Federer, Nadal, I would include now Alcaraz as a great forehand too. Those are maybe some of the best forehands in the history of tennis.
Yeah.
So you're talking about Nadal's maybe the most destructive weapon in the history of tennis, and you think there's something wrong with it because
I'm not saying wrong
you have a stigma against it, just like everybody else, thinking that there's something wrong with going like this, like he does.
Yeah.
Because you are associating this with a reverse forehand, which it's not what that is. It's a completely different shot.
Right.
So when you hit those forehands there,
that's a reverse forehand.
That's a defensive shot.
Is that not a reverse?
No, that's a reverse forehand, the one that you hit.
Okay, yeah.
Now, do you think Nadal is hitting defensive forehands when he's playing at his best?
No, he's hitting like
the most offensive forehands you've ever seen.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he could be hitting it better if he finished a little bit more here, right?
Well, I'm not saying better. I'm saying he could hit it more flat, maybe. And that was a question. I wasn't saying that. I was questioning.
He does do that sometimes.
Yeah.
In certain circumstances, he'll flatten the ball, or when he's closer in the court and the ball's a little bit higher, he won't wrap it around his head. He'll change the trajectory of the ball and go the regular way.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about one of the greatest forehands of all time, what you have to do, I'm saying everyone. What I've done with intuitive tennis, when I built my methodology, I take how the greatest players of all time play and I set their technique as the benchmark of how tennis is played in the most optimal way. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, I could approach it the way and say, well, listen, I'm an intuitive tennis guy. I'm going to take these guys like Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, WTA players like Halep, Osaka, Swiatek. I'm going to take their games apart and I'm going to say like what they're doing wrong and how they could be playing better.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't align with whatever my teaching methodology is.
Yeah.
That's not how intuitive tennis works. Intuitive tennis takes the best techniques in the world, world,
Yeah.
applies these techniques as the benchmark of how tennis is played in the optimal way. Now, it's important to set the right context, because what's so special about Rafa? Like, he grew up on clay, and he's the ultimate clay court warrior.
Yeah, he's the
So it is to his best interest to hit the forehand like he does and apply the most amount of spin. What else? He's a lefty too.
Yeah.
So when he hits to a righty's backhand, he has that much spin on the ball. He was able to dismantle maybe the greatest player of all time, Federer,
Yeah.
with these topspin shots. So it makes sense in the context of who he is as a player
Yeah.
to play like that.
Yeah.
But people don't think it's good.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you what people think.
People think it's bad that he does the reverse, like, or not the reverse, but the over the finish.
Of course they do.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's won 21 Grand Slams. It's
Exactly.
Not, it's
Now-
not a bad.
Now you think in the right way.
Yeah.
All right. You understand?
Yeah. I was just saying, like, like for example, the mid-court ball. He's
Yeah.
not gonna hit. He's not gonna finish over his head if he's putting a ball away in mid-court, right?
When he's putting the ball away in the midcourt, he will still go around his head, depending on depending on the circumstance.
Oh, okay.
He'll sometimes won't when the ball's a little bit higher, and
Yeah.
he's midcourt. When the ball's higher and he's baseline, he'll still go here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.